Hey y'all, how is everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Y'all know this is still One Stranger, One Smile Thursday. Don't act like you don't know. Act like you know. And please hit that like button. I appreciate it. I hope that you all will remember to do your random acts of kindness today. You are not off duty. So that means sneak up on somebody and do something sweet. You don't need a reason. You don't need to know them. And if you can get away clean, get away clean. Don't let them catch you. If they catch you, it's not the end of the world, but just have fun with it. Let's do our random acts of kindness today. You know, this is our day to do that. So please, let's get it done. Let's get it done. Okay. Also, also, um, immediately following this, um, well, yeah, immediately following this, we'll do it immediately after. There will be an emergency royal family meeting. We will have a family meeting immediately after this live. We have some things that we need to take care of for the family. It's really important. It's for one of our sisters. There has been a loss, and we need to kind of get together and rub minds together and kind of decide what we're going to not decide. We know what we're going to do because we got bylaws. Okay. Y'all know I'm a good Baptist, honey. I love me some bylaws, and we got some bylaws. So y'all know what we got to do. Well, let's get together immediately following this live because that's super important. Now, on top of hitting that like button, let me greet everybody and holler at you real quick before we get into our updates. Miss Kaiser So say, hey lady, our kid Cocoa Pop. All right. It was so cool last night. I love you guys. Jackie Gaines, how are you? Yeah, kid, we had fun on Patreon last night. Also, we are streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. So please, guys, try to keep up with us on both if you can. Hey, Tasha Rain, Morgan's Musings, how you doing? Good to see you. Patricia Robinson, hello. Learning to love myself, all right. Neat W, how you doing? Good to see you. Candace Lane, hey there. We got Miss Sparkle, our birthday girl from yesterday. Happy 21st. Miss Ree is here, y'all, the hardest working lady in hair braiding. Good to see you. Sharon Fona made it up in here. Good to see you. Vanessa, hey boo. What's going down? Sunshine, sunshine. Hello, beautiful. You say live from the plantation. I love it. I love it. Good to see you. Okay, Felicia. Hey, Ladybug. How you doing? Hey, Tracy Lashley. Good afternoon to you too. All right, cool gamer. What's happening? DS in the house. I love it. I love it. How you doing? Always a pleasure. My sis Queen Mermaid. She was on the phone with me while I was being tardy. Uh-huh. Yep, she was in it with me too. She was. She was. Tasha Rain up in here. Delicia Desmuke, how you doing? Show me 0517. Thank you for holding us down in Twitch land. We got our beautiful sister, Tamika Bookhart. How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Lovely picture. Cassie G, how you doing? There go my nephew, King Sankara. How are you? How that baby doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. G, darling. Hey, girl. You still ain't got no crown on this profile. That's okay. We just gonna say you left your crown in the nightstand because it's on the other profile. All right, DT, my baby, we miss you. We love you. Oh, you preparing for Mama's 60th birthday? That's right. Tell them like this video. We love you. I'm glad you feel better. The gorgeous Niecy Rose is up in here, y'all. Hey, Auntie Eva, how you doing? Sin City, thank you for holding us down in Twitch land, sis. I appreciate it. All right, how y'all doing today? You can hear my voice is on struggle, but it ain't gonna stop nothing. I'm gonna run my mouth regardless. Regardless, who you know gonna run their mouth with or without a voice? Me, with or without a voice, my mouth is going to run. It is. It is. I can't help myself. I can't. I can't. I got so much stuff I got to tell you. DV, how you doing, boo? Good to see you. Good to see you. So listen, first of all, Everybody who was on Patreon last night, I enjoyed y'all so much. We had so much fun with our crown chats, our social media crawling. Y'all, we went crawling through social media laughing at these crazy people and the stuff they doing. We even saw this foul mouth granny. And I just recently saw this lady, and she was actually kind of funny, but she scared me. She scared me. I'm not used to seeing old ladies with filthy mouths like that. I wasn't ready. Mm-mm. No, darling. She shook me, but it was still fun. It was still fun. All right, who else we got up in here? I was doing something. I looked down. Every time I look down, I miss something. Paralegal PG, how you doing? Yes, you say something funny, always coming out of it. Well, welcome, and I appreciate it. I try to keep y'all laughing. Laughter is good medicine. Life is rough enough. It's just Shanitra. So if you can do patreon.com/Shanitra, you'll find me. I'm in there. I'm in there. It's just my name. You know I ain't special. I don't do nothing fancy. Say she doing good. Just started a new daycare. All right. I like it. Hey Rochelle, how you doing? I like hearing stuff like that. Miss Kaiser so say you did miss out last night. Girl, we had some fun. We had some fun. We had some fun. You say that was funny. Granny was on one. Girl, that grandma scared me. It was fun. We have a ball. We have us a ball. They ate it up. Oh, 20 years for George Floyd's murder. Good. I like that. They should have gave him 120. Should have gave him 120. And then that would have been better. I'd have felt better about it at least. At least. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we had a good time with that. That was so cool. And I don't know. I think we're gonna keep doing our crown chats like that because I miss our crown chat. But y'all know I already told you why I kind of fell back off of that a little bit. But I'm ready to do my thing. But I think we're gonna keep doing it on there because we got more privacy. We could talk, and really just get into stuff and not have to worry about the weird stuff and the weird people doing weird things. Like we can really skip a lot of the mess by just being in a private space, you know. And that can also serve as, for the members only, because I'm gonna always make sure that members have access to certain things that we do. If it's a crown chat, for sure they're gonna have access to it. You know how it is. But anyway, y'all, we got to get into these updates. And I ain't gonna hold you no further. Let's get into it. Because y'all know I start talking and socializing and won't be paying attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay? And that's just because I love y'all. I'd be so happy to have somebody to talk to. But anyway, let's get into it. So now y'all know we was talking about the UK's Prime Minister yesterday, Boris Johnson. Oh, Boris. And I told you some of his ministers were resigning. Well, baby, today Boris done announced his resignation. He sure did. A little bit ago this morning, he announced his resignation, but he said he gonna stay on as like a caretaker prime minister until October when they have elections. Okay. Now earlier today, one of them quit dramatically. Another minister quit earlier today. There was two of them yesterday that we reported on. I think was that Tom G that gave us the count of like 42 of them had resigned? Yeah, he resigned, Nathan. He did. You missed last night, DT. You get missed in action. We miss you so much, though. I hope you're coming to the family meeting after the stream if you can. Yep. Grandma Rocks representing the Twitch land. I appreciate you. Hey, Glenez. Yeah, honey. Bojo is gone. Love my dogs too. What up, sis? We miss you. Hey, DA. Mm-hmm. It was about that time. So, everybody under them quitting because of the scandals and stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I knew, I'm going to tell y'all how I knew when I knew Boris was in trouble. Dropping like locusts, honey. Hey, Miss Selena. How you doing? So, yeah, I knew Boris was in trouble, y'all, when he got in trouble and they fined him Well, for number one, when they caught him throwing that party, because they was over there. They was over there in England, like really heavy with the lockdown. Like they wasn't treating people like they was treating people in the U.S. Because America got some unhinged people. You really can't do Americans like that. You do that with Americans, you might end up having to build new jails. Like I think that's the nicest way to say it. We don't know how to act over here. You start doing stuff the way they was enforcing it, it would have been a problem. So they was doing all this heavy lockdown enforcement in the UK. Meanwhile, your prime minister throwing parties, and they couldn't even walk in the next door neighbor house. Stuff like that. So that kind of stuff makes a problem. That kind of stuff will make a problem for you. So they go in there was, and the rest was history, in my opinion. The rest was history because after that went on, then that was a scandal. I think they ended up making that man pay a fine, if I heard it right. He had to end up paying a fine, and he been full of crap anyway. I feel like I told y'all, I feel like he in on that crap that's going on over there in Congo because they trying to steal resources from the Congolese people because they sat up there and sent their money to Rwanda, talking about they relocating people that are immigrating there, just breaking in, claiming asylum and whatever. So, hey, leader, and then all of a sudden they were gonna relocate the people. They were gonna deport them to Rwanda, sent them 42 or $48 million to Rwanda. Then they said they was only gonna send 11 people. Then the next thing we heard was that they weren't even sending the 11 people. Hey, Marie, and then the money wasn't even coming back. Hey, Dora, we're not sending the money back, but we're not just scratch that. Don't worry about it. We're just not gonna send the people. That what that was a low key payment so they could fund those rebels, not those rebels or those terrorists that are attacking Congolese people because they want access to the cobalt and the other minerals as well as the gold in the Congo. These people are corrupt and evil. I tell you every day. It ain't new. So anyway, let's talk about, if you don't mind, let's talk about this dirty water situation. Because the water's dirty. And I hate to be that girl, but I gotta be that girl today. We gotta talk about the dirty water. And the reason we gotta talk about the dirty water is because we have an environmental protection agency that's supposed to be making sure that things are clean and not polluted. And mind you, this is the same environmental protection agency that Brandon, y'all Uncle Biden, is trying to stick on. Hey, DJ Jazz, how you doing, sis? We love you. All right. That's the same EPA that Brandon was trying to stick on the energy producers, the light bill company, the coal, the gas company, and whatever, so they can push up the price of your electricity. So he wanted them to enforce restrictions on the energy sector so that they could further squeeze the American people. But mind you, this same EPA can't even manage to keep the water clean. Still can't manage to keep the water clean. So get it. What they're saying is, and it's new report, if y'all want to go read it on the Guardian, you can. I miss you. You said the sound is muffled. I can switch that. Hold on. I'll switch that. Y'all know I always got multiple devices in case one of them go to acting up or screen starts acting up. Hey, sis. Hold on. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? Hey, Spiller. Okay, I got it back. I got it back. Because y'all know, like, I have to have something with a good mic or no interference on StreamYard at all. Because if I have any interference, I'm going to be in trouble. Right now, I'm hoarse. So now we good. Now we good. Okay. So, like I was saying, we got to talk about, hey, Deandra, we got to talk about, Lord, look at DT cutting up, clowning Boris Johnson. Lord, the man need a weave because he looked like Mr. Potato Head with sprouts coming out of his head. Lord have mercy. So now you're gonna go buy Boris a lace front. Okay, got it. So dig. We gotta talk about the water. And like I said, I hate to be that girl, because I ain't necessarily, the environmental defender, because I'm not really sure what we can do at this point because they've torn everything up. And I do mean they, because very few indigenous people have anything to do with it. This is a them problem. This is a them problem. I won't say a them problem, but this is a problem that them caused. We didn't cause this problem. They did. Okay? Indigenous people had almost no hand in the tearing up of this planet. And I'm just gonna say it, and I stand by that. However, we got to talk about the water. Hey, come again. The reason we got to talk about the water is because, according to the Guardian, and y'all can go peep the Guardian if you want to, because they posted a report, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. So here's the thing. Hey, Nacho Twins, mama. Here's the thing. So right now, what they're saying is, American water likely contains more what they call forever chemicals than the Environmental Protection Agency tests show. Okay, so you might say, if they testing it, why it don't show it? We're gonna get into it. So there was an analysis of water samples from around the country. It shows the type of water testing relied on by the EPA. Okay, so there's a certain type of water test that they do. It's a certain type that they do, and it's limited. And I feel like they're using a test that has a very limited scope so that they don't have to really address the problems that are going on. The EPA is not there to help us. Y'all remember that I just reported, maybe was it earlier this week or late last week, one of the two, y'all know I lose days, that y'all's uncle Biden was trying to use the EPA to go after your energy companies to enforce some strict, ridiculous restrictions that would have cost us to end up paying more for our energy costs. Like, we don't need electricity, we don't need natural gas. He wanted to put restrictions in place that would have been crippling and would have made it almost impossible for us to even keep lights on. And the Supreme Court blocked him. Thank God. Because if they hadn't blocked him, he would have used this EPA that can't even keep our water clean to have us overpaying for our electric charges in our homes as much as we're overpaying for gas at the pump. So now they're testing the water, but the test that they use is so limited. The scope is so limited that it doesn't show a vast amount of the chemicals that are actually in the water. So they're not showing what they're calling these forever chemicals. Okay. Yes, Tasha Rain, they are evil. Okay. Hey, Monique, see, that's right. Lord today. Hey, Jamie. DSA, this reminded me to get a water purifier. You might want to consider it. And at this point, I would almost recommend boiling it first. Even if you run it through a filter, you might still want to boil it. You ain't got to. But if I were you, I would at least consider it. I would at least consider boiling it. Because in all honesty, we don't know what we're dealing with. We know these people are not honest, and we know that they're doing things to rig the game. Tracy say, why is that? Is he getting a cut of the profit? I don't get it. What he's trying to do is cripple the economy. You know what I'm saying? I'm reminding y'all of that every single day, and I ain't gonna never get tired of reminding y'all. He's trying to cripple and crash the economy. This man is trying to force us into a second Great Depression. This is the reboot of the Great Depression. Some people are calling it the Great Reset. Paralegal PG say the movie is The Big Short. The movie The Big Short stated at the end of the credits that Michael Burry is now focusing his sights on water. Michael Burry was responsible for the housing crisis. Uh-huh. And you're right. Hey, Red Majestic Diva. Niecy Rose says, I also read that these forever chemicals were also found in items like food wraps and fast food restaurant uses. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. They are. Make no mistake about it. They are. Okay. But I want y'all to really get the rest of this. So let me tell you what else, how, the whole landscape of this issue. Okay. Now, with them using water tests that have such a limited scope, what it does, it gives an incomplete picture. It's like, okay, if you leave your kids at home and you say, listen, I want y'all to clean off all the counters in the house. I want y'all to wipe off the stove, clean the counters, mop the floors, and you tell them, take a picture and send it to me and tell me that the house is clean, and your child take a picture of one piece of the counter. That don't mean that they did all the work, but they're showing you a very small picture and like, oh mama, my camera will only take this much of the counter. It won't take the picture of the whole counter, mama. It'll only take a picture of this much of the counter. You see what I'm saying? So it could be dirt everywhere else, but they're intentionally using a small lens. That's intentional. So that way they can cover up for what they're doing and what's really going on. See, it's a lot of payola. People like to use payola when it comes to the music business. It sure does. See Wormwood, okay? But there's a lot of payola when it comes to the government and the entities that are allowed to victimize and harm the people. And the reason for that is because, hey, they'll pay your government enough money to let them poison you, kill you, whatever. And as long as they pay them, these government agencies like the EPA will look the other way and allow these people likely to kill you. Hey, Marilyn, I'm glad sis made it. Okay. So this is what we got to look at. All right. So now the analysis that this study did with these samples from all over the country, it was from what they call FPAS hotspots. FPAS hotspots. Okay. Now, they use two types of tests. The test done by the EPA, which only detects, get this, the EPA, government agency, but their test only detects 30 types of the approximately 9,000 FPAS. There's approximately, I want y'all to get this again. I want y'all to understand. Somebody give me the percentage. 30 out of 9,000. One of y'all got a calculator. 30 out of 9,000. So their test, and this is a test that they developed. They developed a test to only detect 30 out of 9,000 approximate FPAS compounds. And then they use another test that checks for markers of all 9,000. So this is what this study was doing. Like, let's see what's actually in the water and let's see what they're actually testing for, because that matters. That matters. Let me see if I can get this graph up here. I'm gonna show you. There you go. Not even 1%. Nacho Twins Mamas is showing y'all. Y'all see that number? 0.0033%. 0.0033%. Yes, Niecy Rose, that is extremely dangerous. To me, this is further proof that these people are trying to kill us. And they've been doing this for a long time. They didn't just start doing this last week. They didn't. This isn't new. So now there were 9 samples taken total. Let me switch up again, y'all. All right. Okay. So there were 9 tests done, 9 samples taken, right? So out of the 9 samples, 7 of those samples collected showed higher levels of FPAS in water using the test that it identifies for all of them than the ones found in the test that the EPA is using. So the test that shows everything, it literally showed you in 7 of the 9 samples what the EPA is reporting is not accurate. That's what that means. And at concentrations at a much higher rate, at 24 times greater. So it's like if they're showing you a teaspoonful, it's 24 times that. 24 times the amount that the EPA is actually showing. Y'all, this is serious. This is water. Water is life. Water is life. So when people are poisoning the water and the government is allowing them to do it and essentially covering for them. So if the government is willing to cover for them while they poison you, doesn't that mean that the government is complicit? Okay, if Niecy Rose come to me and say, I'm gonna go and stab this girl tires, you go look out. If we go to court, I'm gonna be held as an accomplice because I was the lookout. So these corporations are being allowed to poison the water, and the government is being paid to look the other way. They are complicit. They are complicit in the poisoning and killing of American people. Big surprise, right? Big shocker, right? I understand. I know it shocked me too. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Who'd have thunk it? And these are the same people telling you, oh, I care so much about you. You got to take this jab for the Carnival 19. You got to take this jab. You care so much about me that you poisoning me with my water, the very thing I need to live. But you care so much about me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you just imagine that? Yeah, they guilty as charged. Yes, accessories. Fully complicit. Thank you for them bullseyes. Love my dog too. Y'all know I always like to dig deep into their dirt. And let's talk about what they're trying to do and what they're doing to us. Now, the EPA is doing the bare minimum it can, putting people at risk. Now, that's what the director of the advocacy group is saying, which is true. Now, let's talk about why these FPAS is a whole problem. Let's talk about it. Now, these FPAS, what they are, it's a class of chemicals that make up thousands of products to repel water, stains, and heat. So stuff that waterproof and stuff, that's why I say these corporations, because regular everyday people are not creating FPAS. Like, oh, let me get out my chemistry kit. I'm going to make an FPAS. Let me waterproof my house. Regular everyday people ain't doing that. Are y'all breaking out y'all chemistry kits? Because I'm not breaking out mine. I'm not. Are you? These are corporations doing this. These are the things that they make things. Oh, it's stain resistant. It's water resistant. It's heat resistant. Y'all seen that before when you're buying stuff, right? When you're buying things, you've seen those claims, haven't you? That's how they're doing it. They're making these chemicals, and then there's chemical runoff that's getting into the waters, and they're telling us to drink up. Now, we know they don't care about the water because look what they did to Flint, Michigan. They proved that they don't care nothing about the water. Nothing. Because I can guarantee you one thing for sure. They're not going to let you do that in areas where they live. Bet me. Bet me. They're not going to let you do that where they live. You done heard them people saying that, Niecy? Oh, it's water resistant, it's heat resistant, it's stain resistant. The things that they're bragging about while they're trying to sell you things to get your money is actually, the way they're making it is actually killing you. It's actually killing you. So dig. And they've been doing this since the 1950s. I want you to get a grip on that. Since the 1950s. Crazy, right? These are the forever criminals. The forever, not forever criminals. The American government is the forever criminals. But these are the forever chemicals because they never fully break down. That's why they call them that. Okay? They build up in the environment, in people, and even in the animals. Okay? Even at a low level, some of them are very toxic. They're linked to cancer, birth defects, okay? Kidney disease. Think about all the black folks that got kidney disease, including my mama. My own mother was on dialysis for 24 years. And guess what? Everybody had to drink the water. And some of the bottles, yes. Hey, AAE, we talking about this water and the fact that your Environmental Protection Agency is intentionally using a test for the water that only tests for 30 chemicals, 30 FPAS, when there are approximately 9,000. And we worked out the math. That is 0.0033% of all the chemicals that they should be testing for. They're only testing for 0.0033% of those. Hey, that Cali girl. Lead is actually only one of our small problems at this point. Vanessa says it's horrible, and we're like sitting ducks. Exactly. Paralegal PG say I never drank water as a child in DC because it always tasted like pool water. Yeah, they throw all that chlorine in there to make you think that they're treating or like cleaning the water. They're not. That's just another chemical that you probably don't want to be drinking. That's just another one that you don't want to be drinking. That's all. That's all it is. It's just not safe, is the bottom line. It ain't safe. So, like I was saying, they've been using these chemicals ever since the 1950s. And then look at the uptick in cancer, birth defects, kidney disease, liver problems, decreased immunity, and other serious health issues. Y'all, this is for real. AAE say, hey, Shanitra, I work for a company that's based in New York, but moved to the South after Hurricane Sandy. They actually tested in the water in New City in Texas. They said the levels that could cause. You have to retype that last part. Yep. Paralegal says I have a zero water filter, and that water tastes better than bottled water. Yeah. I think water filters are a good solution. But like I was saying, like at this point, I almost feel like, do we need to boil it even after we get it out the filter? Because they are literally leaving forever chemicals. Like, I don't know if y'all really taking this the way I'm taking it. I don't like the idea about forever chemicals in my water. I got a problem with that. So I need to know more because I drink bottled water all the time. This is scary. It should be. It should be. Chemical warfare, watch as well as pray. Amen. The idea is, like I said, they're never going to let those chemicals into the water where they and their children have to live. They're trying to drive the middle and poor class people into abject poverty, crushing the environment, crushing the economy, crushing even the currency, transferring all the wealth upward. And when they finish making you sick, you ain't even going to be strong enough to fight. The problem is the tester, you better find out how many FPAS that your tester will show. Because the one that the EPA uses only shows 30 chemicals, only shows 30 FPAS. So if your zero water filter, let's just say is EPA approved, guess how many your zero water filter might test for? I'm willing to bet it's not testing for all 9,000. Right. Bet. Real Florida boy right there. I actually do boil my water. It's a real good idea. And to be honest, we can't even be sure if that works because these are things that are unnatural. They're man-made compounds that are not supposed to be in the water. They ain't supposed to be there at all. So when we start buying water filters that are EPA approved, just be knowing that the EPA don't even use good water tests. They're only testing for less than 1% of the FPAS in your water. Hey, Chocolate Sunshine. So, like I said, since the 50s, this has been going on. Now, y'all uncle them in June talking about new actions. They announced they was going to take some new actions to protect drinking water from FPAS contamination. How you going to protect the water when it's already contaminated? He talking about the chemicals. Oh, they pose a serious threat across rural and suburban and urban areas. Y'all know it do. You've been taking money. You a career criminal, meaning a career um politician over 40 years. How much money has he taken to turn his back and pretend he don't see it? Hey, Yvette, girl, we heard Boris quit. That Cali girl said, I tested my water with a zero filter last year. It was in the 600s. I was disgusted. I want to know how to get the test that tests for everything. That's what I want to know. How to get the test that tests for everything. I don't trust it. I don't. But anyway, so he allocated 10 billion to specifically address FPAS. We'll see. And now when it comes to identifying the limitations of the test used by the state and federal regulators, that test is called the EPA 537 method. It guarantees that they ain't gonna never see the full picture. It guarantees they ain't gonna never see the full picture. Never. And they don't want to see the full picture. I mean, yes, I use one, but I feel like it's not enough. I'm gonna start boiling mine. Now you do what you do. At this point, I got a mind to boil the bottled water. So that could possibly be absorbed through one's skin, probably. It can. It can build up in your body, in an animal's body, and definitely in the water. You say you lived there and you didn't even know, girl. Yeah, he quit today. They say he gonna have to sit there like a caretaker until October when they do an election. But he quit today. Mm-hmm. Child, I wanted to show y'all something. What you say, D. Marie? We can test, but I want to know what their solution is. To keep lying. They just gonna keep lying. That's what they gonna do. That's their solution. The solution for America and the politicians is always to lie and lie again. We talked about that yesterday, AAE. Yeah, you better. I'm telling you, I want to boil a bottle of water too. I do. At this point, I do. I want to boil a bottle of water too. Let me see if I can show y'all this real quick, because I need a visual aid. I'm pulling it up right now, guys. Which way did it go? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Now I can show you. Hey, Lily. We're talking about this dirty water that our government is giving us. So let me share the screen. I want y'all to take a look at this. I just want y'all to take a peek at something real quick. Hey, Kobe Cole. Right. They have showered and bathed in it for years already. But just because somebody been feeding you poison don't mean you should put another heaping helping on your plate and sprinkle garlic salt on it. We got to try to find a way to help ourselves because these people are not helping us. So let's take a look. Let's just take a look. Now, this actually shows the EPA test versus the total organic fluorine test. Tucson, Arizona, look what they were showing in Tucson. If you believe the EPA, they're saying, oh, it's only 2.5 parts per trillion when it's really 59. Westfield, Massachusetts, they were only showing four parts per trillion. The organic fluorine test shows 36. Portsmouth, New Hampshire, they were showing 10 parts per trillion when it's really 164. Oscoda, Michigan, they couldn't get anything on that one. Cape Canaveral, Florida, down there where NASA be taking off. How much y'all want to bet that got something to do with why the water's so dirty? EPA only showing 15 parts per trillion, and it's actually 176. 18 in Bethesda, Maryland, when it's really 185. 45 in Leland, North Carolina, when it's really 231. Out there with all those rural folks in Leland, country folks just trying to live. Madison, Wisconsin, they showed 83, which was horrible enough. It's really 191. And in Gustavus, Alaska, they showed 127, and the fluorine test is showing 102. So that's just to give you a visual of how wide the difference is. How wide the difference is in the testing, and why we really don't need to trust these people. Now, y'all can do what you want to do, but it's my job as the town crier to let you know that these people is trying to poison us. Just want you to know that, okay? I ain't gonna harp on it no more. I mean, I feel like I made my point. They trying to kill you. In other news, Texas has declared the flood of criminals breaking in from the southern border as an invasion. That's what they say. They say it's an invasion. And I think this is going to get interesting. I don't know what's going to happen. Now, you know they already done found, Lord, D. Marie, what you say? You say your city is on there? I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. So this is what the judge said. This is what the judge says. Kenny County judge has declared that it's an invasion. And it's the first in U.S. history. The Kenny County, Texas, has declared a local state of disaster, officially classifying the flood of migrants. They saying migrants, I'm saying criminals. Flood of criminals sneaking in from the Mexican border and invasion. Now they asking for assistance from state and federal authorities. Now the judge's name is Tully Shahan. Says that it's an invasion. Now these are the numbers, y'all. These are the numbers. Hey, Maybelline. The numbers said that from January 2021, 3.2 million criminals have snuck into this country. And your Democrats giving them money. Okay? Your Uncle Biden is giving them money. Ain't giving you nothing, but he giving criminals money. 3.2 million criminals snuck in. Okay? 800,000 approximately avoided capture at that time. And they said more than 50 of them was known terrorists. And that's just since 2022. 50 known terrorists done snuck in since 2022. This is a problem. They say the county is being overrun. The sheriffs from the neighboring counties agreed they can't sustain this mess. They say they can't sustain this kind of invasion. And it is an invasion. Plain and simple. I don't blame them people. So what's going to happen is they calling Governor Abbott. Now, you know how that's going to go. That man he unhinged. So I don't know how this going to go. I feel like it could go one or two ways. He could go real extreme and it could be scary, or he could do something ridiculous. We don't know how. Part of me say we know how it's going to go, but we kind of don't. I think it's going to be something ridiculous, but I think also it could be something just ridiculous and maybe not so scary. But I think it's going to be extreme in either way. That's what I mean by we know how it's going to go. But Abbott actually has constitutional authority as commander-in-chief of the military forces of the state. So think about that now. The Democrats ain't going to really be able to come in and help these criminals like they want to. And we know, hey, Vita from Denver, we know underneath the watchful eye of Governor Abbott, this thing might get bloody. Like, I don't even know another way to put it. It might get bloody. It might, because he is the commander in chief of the military forces of the state. Now, that grants him the use of, as they say, all lawfully available resources and authority to immediately prevent and or remove all persons invading the sovereignty of Texas and that of the U.S. So I don't know. And see, and I'm going to tell you something, y'all. I knew this was going to be an issue. I knew it was going to be an issue. And I knew it because it was a flood of people running for the border as soon as they heard Trump was out of office. Soon as they find out the monkey with a wig got out of office, they went running for the border because everybody knows that Democrats need slaves. These people like, look, we happy to be slaves. Let us in. And the problem is we cannot sustain them. We don't have it. We ain't got it. Colby Cole say, I work for Poland Springs, 11 years, and ROOR, reverse osmosis charcoal filter, can remove some of the forever chemicals. Okay, well, some is better than none, I guess. Vanity says snuck in or was given the Osama bin Laden family treatment when they moved his family around the country, guarded by national security. Hello. Hey, Dana Brown. You say Hot Wheels must go. I can't wait to vote him out in November. Girl, me either. And you know, I've never voted Republican in my life. But this time might be the first time. AAE say this is interesting. He may be able to tap into the defense spending. Hopefully the federal representative of Texas will do their job and work with Abbott. I don't know. You know, Texas already talking about they want to separate from the U.S. We don't know what these crazy folks down here in Texas going to do. And I'm down here with them. So we don't know which way this could go. That's all I'm going to tell you. We don't know how this could go. But yeah, over the last year, it's been, they say 3 times as many illegal criminals reported. From 2020 to 2021, 3 times the number. How many of y'all think that was, how many of y'all think that's a coincidence that that's why Biden was in there? They did that because he's in there. Child, she is killing me. Hot Wheels must go. You down here in San Antonio? Mm-hmm. They're not going to let Texas go because Texas got that oil. They'll fight them first. Yeah, they might put it in the Texas Constitution, but the federal government got more guns than one state. Now, I'm going to just tell you that. And I don't want nothing to do with no martial law. I don't trust them like that. I don't need them around me with that many firepower, that much power. They got more firepower. I don't need it. They need to let me leave first before they start their foolishness, because the U.S. government ain't gonna never go away quietly. Right. But that's why the judge said approximately, because he don't even know how many went undetected. The judge is approximating at 800,000 undetected. That's bad enough. And you in Dallas, Maybelline, look, we might have to run soon, because y'all know Governor Abbott is unhinged. That fella is unhinged. Okay. Now, the UN declared earlier this week that the U.S.-Mexico border was the deadliest in the world, with over 720 migrants dying or vanishing in the process of trying to cross last year. Hey, at the end of the day, why are you trying to break into somewhere? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but y'all say a prayer for the state of Texas, because it's looking real. It's looking real right now. It's looking real crazy. So anyway, let's get into the rest of it. I don't even know what else to say. It's just too much. So now they're saying that the gas prices came down. I don't know whether they came down in your city. I do see, Lord, Renee say, refer to the man as Hot Wheels. All right, y'all. If that's what sis said, then Hot Wheels it is. Yeah, they being encouraged to come in. Them Dems are doing it because they want slaves. And we keep refusing to agree. But the problem is, much like with most things that the Democrats do, They don't try to do it gradually. They try to do too much too quick, and we cannot afford these people. Paralegals say the Obama administration deported more illegal immigrants than any president, and he had that border under control. It's crazy. It's crazy people are being used as rat bait. But this is the problem. Obama did. He did. He deported more criminals than anybody. However, when the news hyped stuff up, so they hyped it up like, oh, the monkey with a wig was the great orange terror. And if you go to the border, he gonna come down there and put your children in doggy boxes or something crazy. So once he was gone, the sensationalism swept the news. This is why the U.S. corporate news propaganda is so dangerous, because they hyped it so much. They thought he was the biggest threat, and once he gone, let's rush the border. Like you said, Obama sent more unpacking than anybody. But people don't pay attention to the facts. They only pay attention to what the news puts out and tells them is true. That's the problem. And you're right. It wasn't exactly under control. That border wasn't under control. But he did factually deport more than anybody else. Numbers don't lie. Yeah, they say the prices came down at the pump. And it wasn't by much. I did find some $3.99 gas here in Texas over on A-Leaf Clothing at the coastal station. So if you're in Houston, you're in Southwest Houston, and you over on A-Leaf Clothing by the coastal station, they done dropped down to $3.99 a gallon. But that's the only place I saw under $4 over here as of today. And y'all, as of now, because they are starting to come down at a couple of stations here and there. Y'all, I'm telling you, I told y'all before, I'm going to tell you again. It's an app that you can put on your phone called Gas Buddy. Gas Buddy is your friend, because you get that Gas Buddy, it'll tell you where the cheapest gas at, and it will actually help you get to the station. It'll give you directions and everything. If you got enough gas to get there, and there it go. Hey, Daphne Sylvester. You say we're under the Napoleon Code. Yeah, we are literally having this conversation in 2022. I did find some $3.99 gas, and I can tell you which station on what road in Southwest Houston, because that's the only one I saw that was $3.99, 1 penny under $4. You said he wanted them to be treated as human beings, not criminals. What's wrong with that? I mean, but a criminal is a human being. And I guess I look at it different because I worked in the prison system for so long. You're a criminal. When you commit a crime, you are a criminal. Period. It doesn't sound nice, but it's the truth. Breaking into a country illegally is a crime. They are criminals, and they should be treated as criminals. Hey, Dana Cutler, happy Thursday. That's the problem. That is the problem. If you don't want to be treated like a criminal, hey, let's stop committing crimes. Nobody gonna charge you. There's no fee for not committing crimes. No fee at all. Just saying. Ain't my business, because I ain't trying to sneak into nowhere. Not at all. Well said, a criminal is a human being. They are. And we treat it, I won't say we, because a lot of people did treat some of the inmates inhumanely. I can only speak for me. I treated every inmate humanely. A criminal is still a criminal. When you are a criminal, you're a criminal. I see your point, though, paralegal. Yeah, I do see a point. I don't believe in mistreating anybody if you can help it. However, when you commit crimes, you put your life in the hands of people who may not value you the way they should. You put your life in the hands of people who don't care about you. It's the same reason we in our community are constantly begging our children not to break the law and don't go to prison, right? Right? Because we love them. And even though they committed a crime and we can admit that they're criminals, we don't want nobody to mistreat them and put the boots to them. But we are fully aware that once they get in that prison, there are some people who will only see the criminal. They will not see your humanity, and they will put the boots to you. They're going to do their use of force, and everybody going to get together and write the same lie on it after they done beat you and broke your ribs. Okay? Now, the way to be treated nicely and not be treated like a criminal is don't be, willfully committing a crime, because you ain't accidentally snuck across no border. You didn't accidentally break into a country. You made an effort. This was premeditated. You packed up your little bull guts, your little properties, bagged them up, grabbed up your poor little innocent children who don't know no better, traveled your behind over God knows how many miles, hey Toffee Mocha, to a border that you know is notoriously dangerous to commit a crime. Should we give you a Hallmark card and fix you a pot of collards? And I think in reality, most of us, we don't bear these people no ill will. We just can't afford you, baby. We can't afford you. How much sense does it make if we can't keep food in the mouths that's here to bring in 3.2 million more mouths that have no means of feeding themselves? Does it make sense? Okay, let's look at it in perspective. All us ain't always had everything we got. Say if a U.S. citizen breaks into another country illegally, they are treated as criminals also. Yes, because you're committing a crime. But like I said, y'all know I love an analogy. We haven't always had what we had. We done had a taste of the po before. If you ain't got but one pack of chicken left in your refrigerator, you got 3 children and yourself to eat, and you got a limited amount of food. How you gonna feel if people start just bum rushing your front door and saying, well, we hungry, and sleeping on the floor, and now you don't have space, you ain't got enough food to feed everybody. And when people don't have food, they don't have provisions, they have no way to provide for themselves, they truly become a nuisance, a public nuisance, and a public menace. Yes, prison is a process. Prison is a process. Ask me how I know. You come to prison, you come to TNR. We process you in. We check your blood work, your urinalysis. We do cavity searches. We make you squat and cough. We're going to give you your dorm assignments. If it's a reception center, we're going to hold you there until we figure out exactly which prison yard we're going to ship you to. It's so much a process, sis, we call it processing. And you're still treated like a criminal because you're a criminal. You're a criminal. Stop breaking the law. Period. We cannot afford. Right now, America is down to her last pack of chicken. Now, I don't know whether y'all want to admit this to yourselves, but this is just the truth. America is down to her last pack of chicken. Okay? Come again and say my heart goes out to them, but we must enforce our laws or we not a real country. Hello, good night. We ain't got it. Say there was something called quartering. It was actually written in the Constitution that quartering is illegal. Quartering is literally forcing a household to take a soldier. Oh, yeah, I remember that. But at the end of the day, we're being quartered in this country. They're forcing us to shoulder the burden of people that we can't afford. We're in trouble. Y'all Uncle Hot Wheels up there in the White House is sending the money out of the country, driving us into the Great Depression reboot. And then we got people coming in to try to help us eat the last pack of chicken. This is ridiculous. This is the Hunger Games. Now, mind you, I have a huge heart, and I don't believe nobody should starve, but I don't believe my children should starve either. That's true. That's true, paralegal. They're using the Constitution. Well, they're not using it because they don't know nothing about it. But the Democrats are using the Constitution as a shield to help them get over here. AAA, be nice. Okay? I just want y'all to know. That's what's going on. Pray for us down here in Texas because it's about to get interesting. It is about to get interesting. Mm-mm-mm. It's very disturbing. Very disturbing. Also in the news. Also in the news. Now, you know, we talked about the whole gas thing yesterday when we were talking about y'all Uncle Hot Wheels. Talking about your Uncle Hot Wheels. And remember, I told y'all that on Saturday that this fool had the audacity and the nerve. Yes, it is. That's why I'm always telling you, you can't trust a Democrat or a Republican. Because neither one of them ain't your friend. These people don't like you. But the game that they play with us, the American people, especially black folks, and that's what pisses me off. They play this game of stay away from them because we want to help you. Stay away from the Republicans because, you know, they're the ones that used to be the Democrats. No, darling, you're still the same old demons. New agenda. Same old demons, new agenda. These people are not our friends. We have to look out for ourselves, pay attention to what they're doing to us, and stay informed. Y'all, please hit the like button. I need 18 more. Help a girl out, please. Thumbs up. That's right. Let's be sweet. Be sweet. We family. Yeah, you can't trust these people. How you gonna tell me a left wing is better than a right wing? If you look at a bird, the two wings are identical, but they expect us to be stupid enough to think that there's a difference because y'all put on a different color. Get the heck out of here. If I paint my fingernails on my right hand red and the fingernails on my left hand blue, it don't matter which hand I slapped you with, I still slapped you. You got to think. Yes, love my dogs too. You know that's what I call them. Democrats and Republicans. A bunch of wild animals. And all they do is lie, rob, and kill the people. That's all they do. Lie, rob, and kill the people. They ain't got nothing better to do. So anyway, y'all know I told you that fool was on Twitter Saturday talking about telling the people that own the gas stations, lower your prices right now. You lower your prices. Mind you, these people are still paying virtually the same price for the gas. If they drop it too low, then they cut into their profits and they go hungry. Is that fair? Is that right? I told y'all I believe this man is trying to drive everybody who is not the elite out of business and transfer all the wealth up top. I really believe it. I really do. So I did a little more digging. So based on what I'm seeing, when the oil comes in, when it's drilled, when they import it or whatever, they're getting taxes off of it. And the taxes that they're getting when it comes in, the taxes that they get when it sells, the tariffs and different stuff that they're collecting on this gas that they're selling at the pump. Would y'all believe that the U.S. government makes 5 times? It bothered me. 5 times the profit off of this gas than the gas station owner makes. The person who actually buys it and has to resell it is making 5 times less than the government is making off of this same gas. Instead of him telling them people to lower their prices at the pump and do it now, why in the name of God are you not removing some of the profit that the government is making off of it, like these gas taxes, so that the people can survive? Hey, Miss Gigi. Hey, Jess Latrice. I can tell you why, because they're not interested. They have no interest. Your survival does not benefit them. This man is working overtime to put everybody in abject poverty. Ain't nobody gonna convince me he's not. Nobody will convince me that he's not. So anyway, more on Biden watch. More on Biden watch, or the Hot Wheels segment, as y'all like it now, since it's Hot Wheels. Y'all remember that he was doing them campaign promises? Hey, Ashley, telling all them lies about they was going to lower prescription prices and everything. Y'all remember him telling them lies, and the rest of them too? Do that ring a bell? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember hearing a lie like that. Because I remember hearing that lie. Because I'm going to tell y'all how big of a lie it was and what's really going on. And how sick these people are. Right. Keep blaming the middleman. Thank you. Blaming them and the middleman taking the profit. So y'all remember that lie, right? Okay, bet. Okay, okay. Now let me tell you how ridiculous they are when it came to not doing anything they said they was gonna do, and how evil these people are. Okay, so how about they call themselves doing a prescription bill because they quick to go ahead and write a bill for something. We're gonna write a prescription bill. They'll write a bill and then say, oh, we couldn't get it passed. We'll write a bill, but we couldn't get it passed. So this is the next, we couldn't get it passed, right? So this was supposed to be the prescription bill, the prescription drug bill. And they were trying to lower the price on prescription drugs. Y'all shout out to Mark Cuban. He got his website out there, and that'll help you with some of it. But they were supposed to be lowering the prices, but a lot of them are taking payoffs from lobbyists from big pharma, so they ain't really trying to do that. And they're taking big money from the insurance lobbies too. And I'm gonna tell you how that plays into it in a minute. So now they've been promising these lower prescription drug prices, and they was promising that they was gonna put a cap on the insulin at $35 a month, which to me is crazy because I remember way back when Mama first started taking insulin, it was like $21 to get some Humulin. Humulin in was like $21, $22. I remember it going up to 28, and then I remember it being so high that people had their insurance paying for their insulin, which is just ridiculous. That's ridiculous on another level. But anyway, so they decided that they was going to scrap it. They was going to pull that out of the bill. We got to take that out. We can't put no cap on the insulin prices. Yes, they do. Remember, they got caught earlier this year with this insider trading with Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, Turtle, leading the way. They made more money than them boys on Wall Street, literally, with their insider trading. Okay? So they took that out of the bill. And I was like, okay, so what was the point of taking the insulin cap off of there? What was the point? Now the capping out, and get this, they weren't going to force them to sell it at that price of $35. This was just capping the out-of-pocket insulin cost of $35 a month. So basically all they were saying was, hey, big pharma, hey, pharmaceutical company, you can still get your money, but you got to get it from the insurance company. You got to get it from the insurance company. We want the people to only pay $35. And they say, no, we got to take that out. We're not going to vote on that. We ain't going to let them pay only $35. I don't understand that. This was one of the selling points for their economic package. They've been running around touting this left and right. Left and right that this was what they was going to do. But they claim they need support from at least 10 Republican senators, Republican senators, in order to clear filibuster and pass. But apparently they say they can't do it. They say they can't do it. They say they can't do it, so they're taking it out. They ain't even gonna try to get you no $35 out-of-pocket price for the insulin. And my thing is, why would it not pass? For what? Like, what are you really saying? Are you saying like, no, we can't agree with y'all only paying $35? Like, we feel like y'all should pay more. Why do you feel like that? People paying for the insurance, but you don't want the insurance to pay for the medicine. You need their co-pays to be bigger. Y'all better remember that when y'all voting for these darn people. Y'all had better remember this when you voting for these people. $35. So now what they're saying is, we're going to do a separate bill for the insulin. So y'all know what that means. Every time they say they're going to do a separate bill for something, you could just forget about it. Don't even worry about it. Just let that roll off your back. Let it roll off your back because it ain't coming. Sorry, so I'm sorry to deliver the news, but that's kind of what it is. And then they say that y'all, we might be in more trouble than it looked like. Ron DeSantis from out there in Florida, they say he's showing signs that he's gonna run for the White House in 2024. They say he's showing signs. So we might be in more trouble than y'all think, especially if him and the monkey with a wig team up. And the reason I say that is because at this point, if him and Trump team up, they going in. Because anybody but Biden is where it's at right now. Biden has been so terrible that I almost feel like he worked for the Republican Party. Like, you so terrible, you guaranteeing we're going to have a Republican president. And we're going to have a Republican House and a Republican Senate because y'all have been ineffective and been actively hurting the American people. So we really going to be in trouble. Just like we suffered under the Democrats, we about to suffer up under all Republicans. Ain't no way out of this thing. You say they can get rid of the filibuster because it has a racist undertone to it. I mean, you could look at it that way, but here's the problem. If they get rid of the filibuster now, everything that those Democrats want to do to cripple you, they will be able to get it done, and nobody will be able to stop them. And we still got to survive until November. We still got to survive until November. I want you to think about this for a minute. That man is the same man that wanted to push up the price of your electricity. He is the same man that is intentionally keeping your gas prices higher. This is the same man who don't give a darn what you got to pay for food. This is the same man that said y'all still got to just suffer because, it's for the greater good. It's going to be a democratic new world order. Do you really want that person to have a blank check? Because that's really what it means when you take away that filibuster. That means a government that was based on checks and balances no longer has checks or balances. Because whatever he want to do, trust and believe, them Dems in the House and the Senate gonna rubber stamp it. At that point, the only thing to help you would be Manchin with his crooked behind or Kristen Sinema. I don't think I want them to have absolute power. I'm not comfortable with that. You say you want to move, girl, I'm working on it. Say, but with it in place or not, same thing is happening and we still suffering. Actually, the same thing is not happening because some of the stuff he wants to do, he has not been able to get it done. All they got to do is stall him out. Remember, he's the same person that didn't want to get rid of the filibuster in the beginning because he wanted to use that as an excuse to not help the American people. And now that he got a bunch of this stuff he wants to push through to hurt us, now, I'm reconsidering. Maybe we should get rid of the filibuster because he want to hurry up and do his dirt because he knows by November he's going to have to fight with the opposition and he won't be able to just get a rubber stamp for everything he wants. We cannot have in either one of these groups with absolute power. It's dangerous. And then think about it. You get rid of that filibuster, them Republicans take over in November. Guess what's going to happen to you? That means that means the Dems can't filibuster to stop nothing they want to do. You don't need either one of these parties to have absolute power. You need them fighting each other so they don't eat us up. This go round, we getting a glimpse of what happens when Democrats have too much power. Y'all out here using Afterpay and Klarna to get a tank of gas. Hey, Shamika Davis. We cannot afford either one of these corrupt groups to have absolute power. Say the party in power have a Harry is the reason they have 60 votes because he thought the party was going to be in power. This is the problem. The party in power will only have it if there are no measures in place to check the power. That filibuster is necessary. It's procedural and it's necessary. We have to be strategic and use, just intelligent thinking. You got two groups of people who hate you. Think about it. Let's just be logical for a minute. If you got two groups of people that hate your guts, one hates you and want to do this to you. One hates you and want to do something else to you. Your objective should be to dodge what both groups want to do to you, not just dodge what one group wants to do to you. Hazeline, to me, that seems like common sense. It's like playing Frogger. Y'all remember Frogger? Am I telling my age? When you dodging the cars going across the road, you don't say, I don't want to get hit by this car, but I sure want to get hit by a Pathfinder. I don't want to get hit by none of it. We need things in place that as long as they're fighting each other, we got to have a chance. If any one of those two groups get absolute power and there's no method, procedural or otherwise, to check them, we are in trouble. Bet me. Bet me. We're in trouble. This is why Black folks keep being in trouble. I'm trying to figure out how many times we're going to get hit with the banana in the same tailpipe. These people do not like you. And not only do they not like you, hey, Corrine, they don't like po folks either. Anybody who's not the elite, they after your neck. Absolute power, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not. Especially if we end up with a DeSantis and a Trump in the White House, a Republican House and a Republican Senate. Move the filibuster. Move it and see what happened to you. I got a passport and a visa. What you got? You got one? Because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Well, y'all better dust off them Negro spirituals because we might end up back out there in the fields where they want you anyway. I'm just saying, like I say, I can't tell you how to think. It's just up to me to bring the news. I got to tell you what's going on. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, that's the news for today. Let me get y'all to these funny papers. Let me get you to the funny papers. Ooh, child. And some of them ain't so funny. So, dig this. Oh, love my dogs too. Thank you so much for the cash app. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, dig this. First of all, they say Brittany Griner done pled guilty, y'all. They say Lil Brittany done pled guilty to her charges. And I really feel bad for this baby. Because they was telling her she was going to have to sit there until they, I guess, went to trial or finished the investigation or whatever. And I guess she didn't want to sit there that long. She just wanted to get it over with, snatch the Band-Aid off, so to speak, and throw herself at the mercy of the court. To be honest, I don't think it's a bad strategy because ain't nothing else going to work. Can't nobody get her out. We're not even on good terms with them people. Hey, Antoinette, we're not even on good terms with them people diplomatically. So, I think this might have been her best option. Again, I feel bad for her. Yes, Renee, she was already facing them 10. They say she was facing 10 from day one. Hey, the real RJ. So, yeah, she pled guilty and told the judge, I'd like to plead guilty, Your Honor, but there was no intent. I didn't want to break the law. I don't know if that's going to work because it sounds stupid, but I hope it works. This baby ain't so eloquent. I felt like she could have probably did better. But after we read that letter, it's the chance that maybe this is the best she could pull up with. Because I'm like, you had to know you couldn't get on no airplane coming out of Russia internationally on an international flight with no hashish oil. You had to know that you couldn't do that. You had to. See, this is kind of like, them criminals at the border. I didn't mean to break into your country when you traveled thousands of miles. Darn near on foot. You can't tell me that you didn't mean to. But that's what she told the man. She didn't want to break the law. You did want to. You just didn't want to get caught. So, because they was going to detain her for the length of the trial, she didn't want to sit through the length of the trial. Her lawyer said it could have lasted up to 2 months. and it would have involved several hearings by the prosecution, and then the defense was gonna have to go. Now they're gonna have another hearing on Thursday after she done pled guilty. I just don't know. I wish she hadn't done that. I just really wish she hadn't. Candy R say, "Yep." Do you think the State Department instructed her to plead guilty? I mean, I don't know if they did. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. You say they won't try to help her. They can't. What can they do? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like Hot Wheels either. I don't like y'all Uncle Biden either. But let's be very clear. What can he do to get that girl out? Y'all give me some ideas in the chat. Because y'all know me. I like to be fair, right? Let's be fair. Even if I don't like somebody, I want to be fair. I can't stand Biden. If I could slap him 10 times with a dirty flip-flop, I would. But let's be fair. What can he do? As to say, I thought it sounded dumb too. Like, how is it going to help your case? It ain't. She could have been more eloquent than that, if it was possible. Renee say nothing. I want to hear all these wonderful ideas because everybody keeps saying Biden ain't doing nothing. He need to get her out. How can he? What can he do? Not a gosh darn thing. Well, that's different. Okay. All right. I don't know what he can do. Think about it. This man is in a proxy war with these people. Hey, Dora. Okay, so he gonna call Pootie Tang and say what? Remember the last time they were supposed to be on that call? They were supposed to do it like the Skype call. Y'all Uncle Biden refused to even get on the call. So now you gonna call him after you done did all this dirt, put sanctions, keep lying on him in the media, and they gotta keep coming back and proving it. You think he gonna take y'all think Pootie Tang gonna take his calls? Candy R say that was a costly mistake. It's not easy to do. This is not easy to get her out. Nothing. Right. I don't even think the CIA could get her out at this point. And they're good for breaking in countries, breaking in, prisons, all type of stuff. I don't even know if they could get her out. Say maybe they'll think she's not that intelligent looking at the crime in the letter. Now that's a strategy. That is a strategy. Ashley say you don't go to other countries breaking laws. That's what I said about them people breaking in at our border. And folks want us to kiss them and give them a cookie. Especially the ones they going at it with. Thank you. Your country always doing something shady and trifling to these people. And that's where you go break the law. You ain't got no favors there. Look how you treating them. That's like going to your boyfriend, baby mama, and asking her to loan you $20. That girl don't like you. Vita, you did not say Jesse Jackson. I'm done. She said Jesse child. Say they better call Trump. Trump ain't gonna help that girl. Said who gonna break the news to Brittany? I tell her, baby girl, you on your own. Yeah, she on her own. Renee said Jesse Jackson better sit his tail down. Amen. That's what's happening. The real RJ say maybe they'll look at the situation and have the twins for Grace and Mercy. You think them people know anything about Grace and Mercy? You got more faith in them than I do. I ain't never heard about no real, no real staunch Russian Christians. I'm sure there are some, but I mean, maybe. Maybe. That's all I can say. Maybe. It's possible. It's possible. But y'all say a prayer for little Brittany. She done got herself in some trouble, and y'all know that can happen with our young people. They can get in trouble, and probation, girl, ain't no probation in Russia. You say probation. Come on now. Not probation. Not probation. So anyway, next up, y'all got to be careful going live on Facebook. And I'm going to tell you why. There's a young gentleman who got himself in a world of trouble on the Facebook. I mean, lost his life going live on Facebook. So, fella by the name of Terrell, he up there in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and he kind of did what people do where I'm from in Ocala. It's always one or two people that love to go live and talk about who was fighting and who was doing this, just hood gossip type stuff. Well, he was live on Facebook. He's reporting the hood drama and talking about somebody that got in a fight, and he posted the fight, and the person got knocked out, and apparently the people that got knocked out was angry about it. They started threatening him. He didn't take it serious, and they told him they was gonna come by their house. We got 60 rounds for you, and I guess he thought they was joking, and he played it off. And then 10 minutes later, he said, "We got action," and they pulled up to his house, and they shot him 30 times and took his life. Now, he was still live on Facebook when it happened, even though I guess he wasn't in front of the camera, so it didn't get caught on camera. Facebook did take the video down, but not before people seen it, and I'm sure undoubtedly screenshotted it. And even though they took it down, it was viewed 37,000 times before they removed it, not to mention the screenshots and the replays. Hey, Mo Better. Okay. But and it was 3 people, looked like 2 ladies and a man, and one of them, the man had ran all the way to Georgia, and they caught him, and they bringing him back up top right now as we speak. But it's just crazy. His mama was talking, and she was like, he's a comedian, he disrespected people, and they got mad. Words can't kill you, a pow pow can. She said my son put up a video of her son getting knocked out. I guess that was the lady. The 40-something-year-old, how old was she? 41-year-old Martita Bonner. So my son put up a video of her son getting knocked out. She said a lot of people didn't like Terrell, so what? People can't kill people for talking. Well, mother, they can. They shouldn't, but they can, and they did. So y'all got to be careful with this social media stuff. Don't just be doing any and everything. Social media going to get a lot of people in trouble, and I'm going to tell you why. You don't know how crazy another person is. You just don't. Y'all got to be careful. Some of these people, they get on social media, YouTube too. They say all kind of wild stuff. The person that you insulting or whatever, if that person is unhinged, pop up at your house, you don't know how many rounds they got for you. You don't know what they're going to do. They might not even tell you they coming. You might be leaving out your house to go to the grocery store and not check your surroundings, and then it's a tragedy. And we don't want to hear them kind of stories about you. You know what I'm saying? Not just content creators. If you somebody, and some people like to say rude stuff in the comments and be attacking people and talking about what they'll do. Y'all be careful with this social media stuff. People get too comfortable behind these computer screens and these iPads and these cell phones, saying and doing all kind of stuff. Now his mama is up here sad. She talking about he disrespected people and they got mad. Hey man, you ain't got to disrespect nobody. You can have your opinion, but be easy with how you talk to folks, because you don't know who crazy and who's not. And some of the stuff people say and do, you ain't got no business doing no way. You only doing it because you feel safe to do it. If you was toe to toe with these people, you wouldn't say half the stuff you say. Like, just as a PSA, like, think about it and ask yourself, if I was standing in front of this person, would I have a nerve to say that? If you wouldn't say it standing in front of them, don't get comfortable saying it behind that screen, because you just don't know. You just don't know. And this is unfortunate. And he got an elderly mother, and this lady is sad right now because somebody done took her baby. Ashley say, that's why I even think twice about road rage, cutting people off and honking. I ain't trying to get shot at. Thank you. You got to be careful, man. Jackie Gaines say, everything you think and feel like you want to say don't need to be put on social media. It don't. It don't. Some of these nutbirds, if you saw them in person, you would be scared to say hello, much less sit up and spout a bunch of cuss words and insults. Stop doing that. Thank you, Kobe Cole. I'm keeping it real. Like, it's really dangerous. It's dangerous out here, man. Stop that. I read this story. I'm going to be real with you. This made me a lot more sad than that Brittany Griner crap, because his mama's still alive and she got to grieve over her child. Children are supposed to bury their parents, not the other way around. And she up here feeling some type of way because she talking about people can't kill people over words, but they can. And they just showed her that they will. But that's the whole point, sis. If people so aggressive now that if you look at them, you done lit their fuse, why you sitting on online? And I see people do it all the time, y'all. They get online and start insulting people. Not just gossiping, playing around, talking about celebrities. Like literally the people in the comments go to beefing and insulting people, calling folks out their name, all this stuff. Y'all better chill out with that. For real, y'all need to chill out with that. Because I don't want to hear about nothing happening to you. And you just don't know what a crazy person would do. You just don't know. So don't take chances. What you say, RJ? You say tough Twitter fingers and computer bullies getting people hurt. Yes, it is sad. Kids say it's worse on Clubhouse, doxing and threatening. That's why we got to be cool here in the chat. We family. Don't take things personal. Keep it cute. Exactly. No matter what, keep it cute. It's true. It is just the truth. And like I said, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But I mean, like I said, that story just really threw me off. It really threw me off. It's sad. We got to stop. We got to do better. Yeah, words got power all day. You can make people feel good with your words. You can make people laugh with your words. Don't be over there trying to make nobody feel bad with your words because you don't know how bad they're going to end up feeling. Yes, always have. Always have. So that old saying by sticks and stones may have worked back in the day, but that was before social media. It didn't work then because where I was from, somebody would have beat you to a frazzle, sitting up saying crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it don't cost you nothing to be civilized and treat people right. If somebody bother you that much, don't talk to them. Just don't be doing too much. And unfortunately, this fella didn't get the memo. He didn't get the memo. He was, let's see how old he was. He was old enough to know better, that's for sure. Let me see if they tell us his age in this story. I don't think they tell us Terrell's age. He looked like he was easily in his 30s, which ain't old at all. And his mama is too old to be bearing this kind of hurt. You say posting that knockout video was bullying and he paid the price. Yep. But I mean, people gonna laugh at you getting knocked out. But his mama said that he disrespected people, so ain't no telling what all he was saying. If he had just posted the video, like y'all, he go a video of the fight, that's one thing. Ain't no telling what all he said. Sometimes with your commentary, she said he was a comedian. Let me tell you something, comedy is no excuse. Sometimes even when you telling jokes, you got to have lines you don't cross. There got to be some stuff you don't say, some places you don't go. They tried using that with that Chris Rock crap. Like, oh, he is comedy. No, you know when you crossing lines and you know when you're doing it on purpose. Ain't nobody over here with literal diarrhea at the mouth. You know what you're saying. You know what you're saying. Like, I'm not blaming him for his life being gone, but I hope everybody is learning from this. And just y'all be careful out there. Be careful. Because this was a lady in her 40s. She felt some type of way about how he posted her son and whatever he said about her son. And there it is. And y'all mentioned road rage. You better be careful. because somebody tried to do like a hit and run, and they was witnesses was trying to keep them from leaving and trying to convince them to stay, and they got popped too. So y'all be careful out there on that highway. All that, just be careful. People crazy these days, and it ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it. So now next up, we got some more stuff that we got to cover. Some more stuff. Now, one, Wendy Williams is posting, and she posting kind of teasing that she's gonna be back. So I don't know if it's the podcast situation that she mentioned that she was gonna go into podcasting. I think so, because this is under the Wendy Williams podcast under that account, and said when one door closes, a larger one opens. Last day on set, hashtag stay, hashtag tuned, hashtag the Wendy experience, loading NYC. So Wendy Williams letting y'all know loading, and she coming soon. Okay. Yes, we do live amongst unstable people. Be careful. Funny you should say that while we talking about Wendy Williams. Ooh, child. But I do, honestly, all jokes aside, I hope Wendy land all the way on her feet and come back like gangbusters again. Not a fan. However, I definitely am rooting for her because I don't want them to be able to erase her. We can't afford to lose not one sister, not for no reason, not ever. In other news, the lady that sued Trey Songz for assault, said he assaulted her, adult assault. I hate that we can't say certain words like we want to. But she dropped the not dropped, but it was dismissed, and said she gonna refile at a later date. So I don't know the details on that, but at least for now, Trey Songz ain't got to pay $20 million that he ain't got. Tom G said, wish Wendy well, but I think this podcast won't last long, in my opinion. I don't know, Tom G. I don't know. You got to remember, Wendy started off in the radio. Wendy started off with her mouthpiece. And if you ask me, she did great with the show, but I feel like Wendy made a name for herself on that radio. Like, that's where we got to know Wendy, when it was just Wendy with her mouth, and she wasn't depending on the weave and the outfits and a purple chair and a Norman and an audience and a this and a that. Maybe this might get her back to her roots, get her back to her element. This might be like a revival for her. So hopefully, I just hope she come back with gangbusters. I really do. I don't want that. As much as I don't like Wendy and her anti-blackness and her xenophobia and all of her problematic behavior, I still want her to win, and I do not want to see that sister erased for no reason. Kia say we all have a little bit of instability in us, just some of us handle it better than others. Yes. Most days I'm crazy as a bag of hammers, but I can hide it, okay? I keep it to myself because that's what you got to do. Everybody don't need to see that. But yeah, Trey Songz ain't gonna have to pay that $20 million. The lady says she gonna refile at a later date. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say I doubt it. Me is. I think that she's just saying that to save face at this point. That's what I truly believe. Because it is what it is. I just don't believe her. So now we got to go back to this Brittany Griner story too. So this just in. Way to go and find a way to pit, to try to make this about something that is not, but this Brittany Griner situation. So her WNBA coach had something to say when really she could have kept it to herself. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. I just want to confirm something real quick before I tell y'all about this. So she took it on herself. To say that if it was LeBron, he'd be home right now. What was that to say? Number one, what the hell do LeBron have to do with this? Let's really dig into it. If it was LeBron, he wouldn't have been dumb enough to be trying to sneak no hashish oil on an international flight coming out of Russia. Now let's really get into it. What the hell are you bringing LeBron into this for? What does LeBron have to do with this? As if to say, the way I'm reading this is, you felt like her celebrity, of which she has minimal, should have saved her from consequences of her actions. And it won't, and it shouldn't. It should never. Accountability is what we need to be teaching these children. Not how to dodge accountability, blame other people, and deflect. And to top it all, to crown it all, you want to use a black person as your example against this interracial person who broke the law in another country, Russia of all places. Leave black folks out of this here. Where is the interracial community when we need them? Now, it looked like her coach is interracial. So you speak for your community. Leave black folks out of this. Ain't no black folks stupid enough to sneak no hashish oil on an international flight coming out of doggone Russia. Our melanin and pineal gland just won't allow that to be possible. Tom G say it's the entitlement for me. That basketballer made her bed and needs to lie in it. Hello, good night. How dare you? And what's worse is the fact that, no, she ain't interracial. My bad. She's pure clear. And look like a ma'am, sir. Glennon say, right, Braun wouldn't put himself in that position. Exactly. He's responsible. How dare she? And then for you to try to use a black person as an example. Ma'am, sir, please. The entitlement, ma'am. The entitlement. So that lady is not helping. Russia does not play by no LGBTQ at all. People have defected trying to survive. So Brittany should be on her best behavior. But Brittany didn't say this now, Mo Better. In her defense, Brittany ain't said nothing. Brittany ain't said nothing. This is the ma'am sir coach, the lady ma'am sir coach. But she is wrong because LeBron ain't got nothing to do with it. His name should have never came out of her thin lips. If she got any. LJ said exactly. LeBron wouldn't have tried to bring anything over here. How dare you? Leave us out of your crap. She did something. Unfortunately, we don't want nothing to happen to this baby. But leave black folks out of this. Thank you. And stop trying to make a comparison. Apples and freaking oranges. That is a huge black man. He might not have made it to the next week. Renee say, first of all, LeBron wouldn't have had his black behind over there in Russia, not unless he was there for business. And I bet you he'd have been on his best behavior till he got his behind back home. Candy R say, stop it. Leave LeBron out of this just because we skin folks. We ain't even skin folks. That girl is biracial. Stop it. Destiny say, either way, we need her to come home. We would like for her to. I don't need her to do nothing. I would like for her to. Now, whatever they do, I hope God have mercy. Many basketball players and celebs have snuck up home from other countries. Just bad timing. Just a bad country. Don't take your butt to Russia doing that. Matter of fact, don't go to no other countries breaking the law. I don't know why that's so hard for American folks to understand. Stop it. These other countries are not playing with y'all. And most of them people don't like Americans, period. They don't like us. Mainly because of our politicians. They don't like us. And then you got the nerve to have a little brown to your skin. What you thought was going to happen? Get up out of here. Now, we would like for that young woman to be, in a situation that's favorable. Maybe they can deport her or something. That would be nice. Deport her back and let her do a time over here or something like that. But we ain't going to pretend like we need to use another black person who ain't did nothing to justify some crap that ain't had no business happening in the first place. That only pertains to the USA. They are in RUSSIA. While the US and the A are in the name Russia, it's not the same country. Over there, them people don't care one way or the other. Your privileges don't carry over there. Your privileges don't carry. Those privileges expire once you leave the American coast. That's right. Only God can help her now. And if the coach want to do something, that heifer need to learn how to pray and get some lip fillers. Playing ball for who? If you over there for business, conduct your business. Even their athletes don't get off. Nobody gets away over there. So why in the world would you think that you're going to carry your behind from here to over there, break them people's laws in the most ridiculous fashion? You can't act up in the airport here, and you're going to do it over there? Right, Zelene, it's definitely giving me she did it before and got away with it. Thank you, Mo Better. Wouldn't have done LeBron no favors. I'd have been really scared for him. You big and you black and you in Russia. Yeah, she dead wrong. LeBron ain't got nothing to do with it. How dare she? I'm so offended. I'm so offended that she had the nerve to part them clear lips and say something like that. No, you can't. That's what I'm saying. This girl knew she was wrong. Say, but name an NBA player that's clear and making money. There's a whole lot of NBA players that's clear and making money. What do you mean? What do you mean? My thing is, why are you making a comparison? The other people didn't do it. She did. She didn't make a mistake. She broke the law. She was playing in Russia because she could make more money. She knew the rules. It's just so offensive. And it's not no accident that clear woman pulled LeBron's name out of behind. If you envious of that black man having that money, just say it. Say, I agree. They do treat the WNBA worse than NBA. Very true. In America, you go outside of this country, your privilege will not cover you. And I don't know how many ways to say it. Maybe we need somebody to come up and say it in Spanish, Portuguese, French, Urdu, Farsi, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Twi, Swahili. Your whatever subset of American culture that you belong to that allows you privilege here, it does not carry over there. Nowhere else in the world. Just forget it. Now, if you go to a country where they're just like, worshiping American celebrities, you might get a little leeway, but don't take the chance. Just don't do it. Say she welcome to make mistakes, but also to pay for them. Exactly. That's this young folks' mindset. It was a mistake. Can I just get away with it? No. No, you cannot. There you go. I know I pay for my mistakes. Hell, I'm still paying for a few of them. Candy R said, we know these clear people do not care for LeBron, but they can't take or add anything to him so they can kick rocks. But this the thing. Every chance they get, they got that man name coming out his mouth, trying to add him to an argument as the straw man. That man ain't signed up to be nobody's straw man. Keep that man name out your mouth. We ain't heard him breaking the law yet. I ain't heard about him drunk driving. Ain't no preachers came out and say LeBron promised to pay into the building fund and he ain't gave us no money. Ain't nobody said nothing. That's right. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Simple. She made a choice to have that paraphernalia on her person. No one forced her to carry it. Now, if somebody slipped it in her pocket, that's one thing. But she did that. Mo Better said, remember that swimmer that flew out to Rio overnight during the Olympics? I think they said he stole something, and that was Rio. He barely got out, and he's clear. Thank you. It was another clear fella got caught over there in Russia. Them people ain't let him loose. The clear boy got caught in Singapore, still got them lashes to his back. That other clear boy got caught in North Korea. They put him through the ringer, and they didn't turn him loose till they was ready. You go outside of this country, you American, and people they don't like Americans. And hollering because I'm black ain't gonna save you. They didn't say 20, they said she facing 10 years. She was in an airport If you, Destiny, do you realize if you break the law in the airport here that you facing more stiff charges than if you do it somewhere else? Let them catch you with drugs at the airport in America and see what happens. Anything that's considered a drug, get caught with it here in America and tell me what's going to happen to you. You are going to be under a stiffer penalty. Rather than trying to learn all the laws and how much time you get for them, if you break the law in each certain place, just stop breaking the law. Just stop. Like, this is ridiculous. Say, yeah, they're trying to provoke him, but he's far more intelligent. Yeah, his intelligence is one of the reasons why they don't like him. Thank you. If you go over there to the UAE and you in a zone where women got to cover their bodies, you better cover yours. Telling them you an American and because I'm black and I play the WNBA is not going to save you there either. Vanessa said Americans have to learn this the hard way. In all places, Russia, you got to be a Girl Scout. Thank you. But over here, everybody has this attitude of, I'm going to do what I want to do. You can't tell me nothing. And I'm going to show y'all a story about that. That was actually coming up next. It really was coming up next, y'all. No lie. And then I saw that this clear ma'am, sir, had the nerve to try to put this man's name in it. How dare you? If he was LeBron, he'd be home, right? How dare you? Talking about it's a statement about the value of women. It's a statement about the value of a black person. Girl, you can't speak for black people and she can't either. It's a statement about the value of a gay person. Them people, I don't believe they asking her if she gay or not. I don't think they ask her. Say, I don't do drugs, but I know that's right, baby. I wasn't saying doing them. I'm just saying, if you go in any airport, if you walk into, I don't know what city you in, but you walk into your airport and them people catch you with some substances on you, you going to find out. Yes, it sucks for her. And I hate it for her too, to be honest. I do. I got sympathy, but sympathy does not erase accountability for your actions. Renee saying that's the problem, sis. They think they can do what they want to do. And people will show you every day that you can't. People will show you every day that you just can't. Cassie G say, I can't think of an airport in this world where we are legally able to carry drugs. It's not a big deal to us. Some places will get you death. Right. And the thing is, it's like, hey, a lot of times, see, these are the moments where I feel old. This is when I feel old. Miss Lena say 45 got LeVar sons out of China pretty quickly, and he was actually stealing. Guess what else? 45 knew how to play with them people and talk to them, and he didn't go start proxy wars with them. Had there not been a proxy war and all this other stuff going on, maybe they could have went over there and talked and schmoozed and made a little back room deal and tried to slip her out and, hey, we'll just punish her over here. We'll still hold her accountable, but we'll do it over here. You cannot take chances with your life. You can't. And be hoping that somebody can get you out of your consequences. Right. We're responsible for our own conduct. It's just the truth. But like I was saying, this is the stuff that make me feel like an old lady. Because when we look at stuff like this, part of me just feel like, hey, we're not telling you not to break the law because we're trying to ruin your fun. Remember, our mamas used to have to tell us that. We're not trying to ruin your fun. We're telling you not to do stuff like that because stuff like this can happen. And when it happens, the people that care about you or the people that want to help you might not be able to help you. They might not be in a position to help you. So you don't put yourself in these positions. You try not to. Candy, I say, you said it. You have to be on your P's and Q's when you outside the U.S. It's not the same government, and they function differently. Yeah, all well and good. So he was able to avoid accountability. Barely. You don't break the law and hope you can avoid the accountability. We got to be careful. I have sympathy for her too. She wasn't stealing and being a threat, but she was breaking the law. And I get you. I got sympathy. I totally agree with you. But it doesn't change the facts. Doesn't change it. Vanessa says she shouldn't point the finger. Just pray for the young lady that made a terrible mistake. Exactly. And stop trying to incite other groups to make us outraged over something that really don't have a whole lot to do with us. Stop it. Just stop it. And one thing about it, one thing a clear woman gonna do is blow a dog whistle. If it's one thing that you can count on a clear woman to do, is she gonna blow that dog whistle. Straight up. And here we go. I just thought that was so disrespectful. So, So let's talk about people that don't like consequences, shall we? I want y'all to see this. I could give y'all the story, but I need you to see it. And the reason I need you to see it because they look like some idiots acting like they're acting. I really need y'all to see this. Well, so dig this. Let's look at some idiots who don't believe they have consequences and they can just do what they want to do. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a little look-see. Here we go. Where are the dummies? Here they are. So let's take a look, y'all. I'm not putting the sound on, too much cussing. So take a look at these idiots. Take a look. Got arrested for destroying a restaurant. Look at them, just tearing up stuff, climbing on the counter. All this because them people told them to pay an extra $1.75, pay $1.75 for some extra sauce. They tearing up stuff. You got a fool in the back was on the table twerking. This is what the young folks has got going on. Is this it really? Pearl Ozaria, Chitara Placencia, and Tatiana Johnson. Glad these ain't our children. Threw glass bottles and other objects at the restaurant employees. The chef recorded everything. They got mad about the sauce, and they say that's where it started. Tore up the computers in the business, say they stole money from the cash register, threw sauce containers across the restaurant, and they threatened to tase somebody. Y'all see this mess? Acting like a fool. Acting like a plumb fool. I wanted y'all to just see them firsthand. I did. I really wanted y'all to see that firsthand. Because this is what we're dealing with. Is this mindset, if I don't like something, I could just show my behind. I can do what I want to do. So now these idiots done showed out. And after they finished showing out, now they done been arrested. Assault charges. They probably going to get them with armed robbery because they had that taser and they stole money. Just ignorant. Look at the children. Just look at them. Shame to have to go to jail over some sauce. Antoinette said, give them 10 years stuck on stupid. I don't know how much they going to get, but I know it don't look right. It don't look good. A taser is a weapon and you stole money out that cash register. If that DA hit them with armed robbery, they finished. You're finished. This is what's going on. This is really what it is, y'all. Yeah, in Remy's voice, are you dumb? Hey, Dr. Ivy girl, this is crazy. Destiny said, I live in Kentucky. Minding P's and Q's is something I was bred into, unfortunately. No, that's not unfortunately. That means that your mama taught you right. Yeah, jail, period. So they in jail, been arrested. Now you really got to pay money that you don't want to pay. You say send them to the Russian jail. Mm-hmm. Yep. And now they got to pay for damages and go to jail. And if they get probation, they got to pay for supervision. Switch them out for Brittany. No, they both got to pay. They both of them got to pay their time. Both of them. That's the whole thing. This I can do whatever I want to do. It don't work. Hey, Cheryl. It don't work, y'all. It don't. I'm sorry. It don't. It ain't working. Mm-mm-mm. Now that boy Gunner, in that case with Young Thug, they say he been denied for bail the second time, and the judge said they gonna keep him there to 2023 because they say old boy they say he's a menace and he's a threat. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but they say he's a menace and he's a threat. Mm-hmm. Scary to me. Ooh, child. So I don't know. And I was gonna mention that mess about that bodega worker, but I'm sure y'all seen it. And I feel bad for that man because he was attacked and he defended himself, and now he got murder charges, which is unfortunate. Mm-mm-mm. But anyway, y'all, I think that's it for the news and the funny papers. I don't think we got nothing else we need to cover. Let me just double check. Oh, James Caan died, if y'all care. And I think that's just about it. Yep, that's it, y'all. That's it. So those of y'all who are royal family members, get ready because we got a meeting coming up like in now. Let me set this real quick so y'all can come on in. All right. Hold on, guys. And I'm glad I got you right now. So that means I ain't even got to look for you. I ain't even got to look for you. I got you. Hold on. And it's important. So I'm going to need y'all to get ready, get ready, get ready. 1 second. Don't run. Don't run, Jackie. Talking about have a great evening. I hope you come into this family meeting. Don't give us the great evening yet, sis. Not quite yet. Not quite yet, sis. Okay. All right. And for everybody else, y'all can have a great evening. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Please hit the like button. If you didn't already hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all for hanging with us through our Florida Negro News, as well as the funny papers. They weren't so funny today. They wasn't that funny. I think all the funny happened yesterday because I was so hurt that girl gave her tooth back. But she did, and ain't nothing we can do about it. But listen, family members, y'all hit the like button and go over to the community tab if you would. And get ready to come on in. I can let you in. Everybody else, hit that like button and hit the notification bell. Make sure you click all so you'll know every time we go live over here on this channel. And also your subscribe button, make sure it's not red. If your subscribe button is red, that means that you are not subscribed. So please, let's make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. The like button is free. And the notification bell is free. And I appreciate you. Okay? We had a wonderful time. If anything else goes on, hey, it's Tish. No problem. If anything else goes on, there's some good gossip. Y'all know I will be back. Okay? And we will get into it. I promise you that. But for right now, Royal family members, head to the community tab, hit the link, come on in. Let's get this meeting underway so I can give y'all's evening back. Okay? Bye, y'all.